Hello students, now we are going to study new topic, that is chapter 4, molecular basis of inheritance. Very interesting topic we are going to study now. Here our first topic is the discovery of DNA. Here we are going to study how DNA has been discovered. One scientist was there. Name of this scientist is Friedrich Miescher. In the year 1869, what the scientist had done, this scientist had collected pus cells from the bandages. From the local hospital, no, he had taken some bandage, and from that bandage he collected some pus cells, and he kept these pus cells in the alkaline solution. He found that after some time the cells lysed, the cells break, and the nuclei get precipitated out of the cells. Then he found, when he did study of this nuclei, he found some chemical substance is present inside the nucleus. What he found when he was doing study on this nucleus, he found some chemical substance, some fluid like viscous substance is present inside the nucleus. So he named this viscous substance or this chemical substance as nuclein. When he was doing study on this nuclein, he found that this nuclein is having some acidic nature or acidic property, and because of the presence of this acidic property, he renamed nuclein as nucleic acid. Again, in his further studies, when he was doing in further studies of this nucleic acid, he found that two types of structures are present inside the nucleic acid. One type of structure is double-stranded, and to this double-stranded structure he named as deoxyribonucleic acid, and to this single-stranded structure he named as ribonucleic acid. So here I have taught you how DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, was discovered by Friedrich Miescher. Okay, now we are going to study with new topic, that is Griffith's experiment. Griffith, he performed one experiment. Okay, what is the aim? You should know what is the aim of this experiment. This scientist Griffith, he wanted to know which is the genetic material. Genetic material means which is the material, what is that thing which is getting transferred from one generation to another generation. So keeping in that mind, he performed one experiment by using one bacteria. Name of that bacteria is Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is responsible for causing pneumonia in humans, or you can say in mammals. Okay, what we are going to study? We are going to study Griffith's experiment. What is the aim of Griffith? Griffith want to know about the genetic material. Genetic material means the material which gets transferred from one generation to another generation. So keeping this aim in mind, Friedrich Griffith had performed one experiment by using bacteria. Name of that bacteria is Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is responsible for causing pneumonia in humans and in mammals. What he did for his experiment, he took two different types of Streptococcus pneumoniae he took. One is of S type and second is of R type. S for smooth and R for rough. Okay, what he did, he took two types of bacteria, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae. One is S type and another one is R type. So what is this S type and what is this R type? We'll study first. S type means, see, S for smooth means bacteria is there and one capsule is there. Its outer layer is smooth. That's why S bacteria means it is that bacteria was smooth. It is virulent. Virulent and pathogenic are near about same only. Virulent or pathogenic means they are responsible for causing disease, and they are capsulated means on this or surround this bacteria one capsule or covering is there. So he took two types of bacteria. First one is S type. S type is smooth, it is virulent, it is pathogenic, and it is capsulated. Another type which he took is R type. R means rough. It is non-virulent or it is non-pathogenic. Means this bacteria, R-type bacteria, is not capable of causing pneumonia. Okay, and this is non-capsulated. Non-capsulated means no covering is there. No covering means naturally it is rough. Okay, so we are studying here Griffith's experiment. Griffith had performed one experiment by using bacteria Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is responsible for causing pneumonia in humans or in mammals. He took two varieties of Streptococcus pneumoniae. First type is S type, another type is R type. We'll study about S type and R type first. S type is smooth, means it is smooth. Next is this virulent or it is pathogenic, means it is capable of causing pneumonia, and it is capsulated, means it is having covering. Next one is R type, means it is rough, it is non-virulent or you can say it is non-pathogenic, means it is not responsible for causing any type of disease, especially pneumonia, and it is non-capsulated, means it is without covering. Now he performed this experiment. He completed his experiment in 4 steps. Okay, what he did in his first step, he took R type of Streptococcus pneumoniae, he injected in the mice, and he found that mice remains healthy, means there is no occurrence of pneumonia in this mice. This is his first step. In his second step, what he did, now he took virulent bacteria, that is S type bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria. He injected, see this S type means it is smooth and this R type means it is rough. He took S type of bacteria, he injected in the body of mice. He found that there is occurrence of pneumonia and the mice died. In his third step, now he was ready with the result that R type is not capable of causing any type of disease, that is pneumonia, and S type is capable of causing pneumonia and mice dies. Now in his third step, what he did, this S type, no, he heated this S type bacteria. He heated means he just killed the S type bacteria, smooth bacteria, and that heat killed S type bacteria he injected in the body of mice. What he found, this S type bacteria, when he injected, there is no occurrence of pneumonia in the mice and the mice remains healthy. Okay, so again he accepted the third step. In first step, he accepted that R type is not capable of causing disease, S type is capable of causing pneumonia, and heat killed S type also not capable of causing pneumonia. Now he proceeded with this experiment. In his fourth step, what he did, he took two samples. First R type he took, which is unable to cause pneumonia, and he took S type bacteria, heat killed S type bacteria, which is again not capable of killing the or causing the disease to the mice. What result he was expecting when he took the mixture of two samples, which two type of bacteria, this R type and heat killed S type. When he took this mixture, he was expecting the result that there will be no occurrence of pneumonia and the mice will remain healthy. Why he was expecting? Because this R type is unable to cause pneumonia and this heat killed S type is also not capable of causing pneumonia. So he proceeded with this experiment. He took mixture of these two bacteria and he injected in the body of mice, expecting that the mice will remain healthy. But what result he got? Surprisingly, he got the result that there is presence of pneumonia, occurrence of pneumonia in the mice and the mice died. He was very much surprised with this result because the two bacteria which he had injected, were not capable of causing pneumonia. Okay, so what he did, he took blood sample from this dead mice. He collected the blood sample and he found that in this blood sample there is occurrence of this type of bacteria, smooth S type bacteria, which he had not at all injected. What he did, he what he did, he collected the blood sample of this dead mice. He found that there is occurrence of smooth type bacteria which he had not inoculated. Actually he had inoculated this rough type and heat killed S type bacteria. But what result, what blood sample he got? In the blood sample he got living S type bacteria. So again this was surprising thing for him. What he did, he collected the blood sample of dead mice and he found there is presence of living S type bacteria. Actually what thing he had inoculated, he injected heat killed S type and living R type, but he found now there is no heat killed S type, no R type. Actually now there is presence of living S type bacteria which he had not at all inoculated. So he concluded that this R-type bacteria, R-type living R-type bacteria he had inoculated. So he concluded that this R-type bacteria had taken something from heat-killed bacteria. Only these two types of bacteria he had inoculated. So he concluded that this living R-type bacteria had taken something from heat-killed S-type bacteria and this R-type get converted into S type. What he concluded? He concluded that living R type bacteria had taken something from this S type bacteria, heat killed S type bacteria, and get converted into S type bacteria. And to this something, he called as transforming principle.